Hello. Today we are going to be talking about Gone Again. Gone Again, that sounds funny. Anyway, I'm talking about chapters 14 through the end of 16, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So, basically, 14 starts off by Sam, Gwyn, and Astrid, and Adelio, who I love Adelio, have just, to use the exact wording, flopped down onto the grass of the plaza because they've just been running away from a situation. And basically what happens in this chapter is that they hear this car coming, and the Coates kids, can anybody tell me how to pronounce that correctly? They show up in this SUV, I think it's an SUV, and they basically are telling everyone that they're taking over. In nicer words, they're saying, yeah, everything's going to be okay, we just need to figure out a system and what to do, and it sounds like a good idea, but then you back up and look at it and see that he's just trying to, like, take over everything, and it's not such a good idea anymore. So basically, the Coates kids show up, and he points a bunch of people into different jobs. He points Sam to be the kind of fire guy, fire emergency person. And I agree with Astrid. I think that he did just do that so that Sam wouldn't be elected to be the kind of the one to rule, I guess, everyone else. Because Cain wanted to be the one to do that, obviously, and I believe he's a complete manipulator, and I don't like him at all. And he points that it's Orc and Howard and Drake are kind of the ones who are the police officers. Yeah, right. The police officers of the phase. And I just want to point something out really quickly, if I can find the page. Here on page 147, or 147, Astrid says that Orc is nearly illiterate. And see, I've got something to say. How did he come up with Fallout Alley Youth Zone, the phase? How did Orc create the phase when he is nearly illiterate? I don't understand that. And obviously, Orc and Howard do not care for the Coates kids coming in and taking charge, because they were sort of developing the idea that they could be the ones to just boss everyone around and beat them up and stuff. So they don't care for that much, other than the fact that they are appointed police officers, so they can do whatever they want. And then chapter 15, we're kind of jumping over into Jack's perspective, and Jack is a 5th grader, I think. He's 12 years old, and he's extremely techie. He's very smart, and he's basically said that he can make the computers work again to some extent, not to the internet, but he can get them to work some kind of way, or the phones work inside the phase. So that's nice. Very clever guy, that Jack. And basically Astrid gets Jack to tell her what he thinks of Cain coming in here and doing all of this, and Jack basically admits that he's scared, or it shows on his face that he is scared, and he tells Astrid that Cain is able to do stuff with his hands. We don't really find out what he can do yet, because Diana interrupts, or Diana, I can't remember her name now, that's sad, but yeah, this chick comes in and interrupts Jack from telling Astrid that Cain has, like, these powers, which is irritating me. I don't like Diana at all. And then more in the later half of the chapter, we see Lana, who has now healed herself but is still weak with hunger and thirst, and she's with her dog Patrick, who she also healed, and now she is she's walking, and she finds the barrier, I believe is what happens. She finds the barrier, and then she also finds a hose, and she drinks the water that tastes like mud. And yeah, so that chapter ends with Lana saying, "We're not dead yet, Patrick, are we? Or we're not dead yet, are we, Patrick?" Lana said, "Not yet." Oh, comforting words. And then chapter 16, we go back to Sam and Adelio and Gwyn. I still don't like Gwyn. And they are in the firehouse. I think it's been a couple more days. And since the Coates kids arrived, Coates kids, I don't know. Tell me how to spell that, or say that. And basically nothing has really happened since the fire in the house. They're just kind of there hanging out and eating what little food they have at the house. and we find them making pasta, which was fun to see 8th graders make pasta, because I know I couldn't do it. And has anybody noticed that Gwen is like extremely racist? It's really irritating me. I love Adelio, man. He's a sport for putting up with his comments. Like back here, it says, we're out of bread, Adelia said. Don't need bread if you have pasta, Sam said. They're both carbs. Who's talking about nutrition? You're supposed to have bread with a meal. Which I agree with. And then Gwen said, I thought your people ate tortillas. Tortillas are bread. Yeah, I don't like Gwen at all. I know I'm laughing, but it's really a horrible thing to say. But anyway, and then they hear something downstairs, or outside of their house, their firehouse, and they go downstairs and they find Betty, who is basically, I think she's crawling, and she says, they're trying to get me, Bet cried and clutched at Sam's arm, and she's basically just been beat up completely because she's been hit in the head, or just hit all over, by Orc with a baseball bat, which does not sound fun. And yeah, that's not cool. And then Orc is basically telling Sam to move aside, let me just beat up the girl. And Sam's like, no, I'm going to protect her because that's what I do, because I'm Sam. And I love Sam. And yeah. And then Gwen is just a complete jerk and says, just move, Sam, let them do what they will. I don't like Gwen at all. He's very immature, and it's just, I don't like him. He's very complacent and willing to accept what's happening. Ugh, so irritating. But anyway, so yeah, they basically just fight Orc and Howard, and Adelio helps. And Adelio gets kicked in the stomach, poor Adelio. And Gwen just kind of stands there and does nothing, which is irritating. And Sam walks Bet home, and their pasta burns, which isn't fun. And Orc, I believe, gave Sam a list of the rules that have been made by, guess who, Kane, and he basically tells them that Orc, Howard, and Drake all have the power to do whatever the heck they want to everybody else because they're the police officers, which is so incredibly annoying and just not fun at all. And yeah. And then the chapter ends basically by Gwen saying, that's the phase, that's what the world's like now, might as well just accept it, might as well not do anything, which is really annoying, but whatever. Okay, so far I really enjoy it. Amanda, I hope you can start enjoying it a little bit more. I know you're not loving it, but I hope you can start to enjoy it a little bit more. Personally, I'm really enjoying it. I'm almost done. I only have 100 pages more, and it's really good. I really, really love it. I really love the characters, and my favorite characters so far is definitely Astrid. Astrid and Adelio are just awesome characters. Adelio, am I saying his name right? I think I'm saying his name right. Adelio is he can take a lot of stuff from Gwen, who is a jerk, who I don't like, who's just really immature. I like Sam. Sam is a really good character. Like I said, he's good for an emergency, he's really good in a crisis, and I just really, really like him. So, yeah, I'm really, really liking it, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know your thoughts down there, and I will hopefully talk to you guys. I'm doing this again on Wednesday.